number 14 of the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty from the Slavic foul. Then we have a sideline warning on Nashville Christian. That's the first warning of the game. The result of the play is still a first down.
Joe, I don't know if it's the press box or in or what, but the audible boos from the Nashville Christian on the double penalty and the sideline warning. Not something I've seen, but it fires me up. It fires me up as a football guy, the crowd getting into it, especially at a D2 1A game.
Both teams undefeated in Division II Single A Middle Region. Winner of this one moves into first place. Curtis with a handoff to Haywood. Haywood around the left side, trying to make his way upfield. About a yard or two on the play. And I don't think we have a flag on that one, Bruno.
We see head coach Jeff Brothers for Nashville Christian getting to work with a lot of talent in a competitive D2 single A field. Having a successful season with Nashville Christian, definitely eyeing that first place spot in the middle region.
Curtis, play action, looking deep, throws long, has a man downfield right, it's Crampton, but it goes right through the hands of Zane Crampton.
When I analyze things like this, a guy like Curtis, I mean, he threw this off of his heels, right? It's not something you would coach, but it shows the talent he has. And just that close, the ball flies through the hands. It's one of those things where, as a receiver, it's almost unbelievable sometimes how good it is. You're just not... that he has the talent. We'll see what he can do midfield on a 3rd and 9.
Bryson Holt back in the game for Nashville Christian. 3rd and 9, no score. The first drive for the Eagles here as they try to get on the board first. Curtis dropping back, quick pass out, goes right through the hands of Holt. And that will bring up the 4th down.
And it looked like it was well set up, too. That was a wide receiver screen, bringing them back in. The offensive line was all matched up in the middle of the field. Just couldn't connect.
Nashville Christian Eagles lost the most recent matchup against Columbia Academy last year. The Bulldogs won that one 27-21. And Columbia Academy went on to win the region last season. Both teams fighting for that region crown this year. Jared Curtis with the punt. No one back to receive, and that one's going to roll around the 10-yard line. All right, well, stay with us. Nashville Christian at Columbia Academy for our Friday Night Rivals Tennessee Army National Guard. Friday Night Rivals presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. We're back after this. Fieldhouse at Columbia Academy, where the Bulldogs are hosting their rivals Nashville Christian Eagles for a big Division II Single A showdown. These two teams met last year. Columbia Academy came out on top. Both teams making deep runs in the postseason, all the way to the state semifinal game. And once again, that is the goal for these two programs again. So here we go. Columbia Academy's offense out on the field. Hand off to Baldwin. Baldwin left side. Nice run before he gets taken down by Nashville Christian.
Something interesting as Columbia Academy will go fast. And Nashville Christian, they're playing it totally cover zero to the field open. So look for Columbia Academy to maybe make a shot over there soon.
The carry again by Baldwin. This time he's met by a flock of Eagles. Right away, and there's a look at head coach Seth Anderson in his third year as the head coach at Columbia Academy, but he's been with the program a long time. This is his 18th year. He played for the Bulldogs and then became a coach back in 2006. He says it's been an honor being the head coach and has really helped turn things around for the program. Needs this time, looking middle of the field. He's got a man, Brownlee, with a catch, and he is pumped up after that one.
Listen, my dad's side of the family makes you a told-you-so kind of guy. I try to be humble, but I told you so. On the open side of that field, they're playing a little lax on the defense. Nashville Christian's going to have to start to answer. Now they didn't know Columbia Academy will take the risk to throw to these open sides.
Hand off to Baldwin, bouncing around the left side, but the ball comes loose, and everybody's jumping on it. Both teams are pointing their direction, and it's going to be Nashville Christian's ball. A huge momentum swing here early in the game. Bruno is now, the Eagles get great field position.
From a defensive standpoint, if you want to attack a rushing team, you have to get to the behind the line of scrimmage. You don't want to wait. And you see right here, they're attacking. They're not just attacking the running back. They're attacking the blockers. And that's creating confusion. That's creating distress. And those are the things that will force turnovers. I mentioned coming into the game, Baldwin's going to have to try and limit those turnovers. You got to be the guy. And right now, Nashville Christian is set up with great field position past midfield.
First and 10. Curtis fakes the handoff, looking left. He's got Drullo open. Drullo with a diving catch, and it's good. Touchdown, Nashville Christian. Javin Drullo, his fourth touchdown of the season, and it's coming as a great time as Nashville Christian takes a 6-0 lead.
Tried to tell you, don't let this D2 single A middle region football fool you. There's a lot of talent on the field. Curtis, again, with an absolute dime. No waiting right there either.
The snap to Crampton, but the play's blown dead immediately.
They had the swinging gate formation out there, Jill. A very...
We'll replay the try. One try.
Neutral zone infraction for Nashville Christian. And now that's going to bring out their kicker, Braden Griffin. Griffin, 33 of 35 extra points this season. And the kick is good. Nashville Christian goes on top 7-0 early in our Tennessee Army National Guard Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. We're back right after this.
Probably a little bit of an angle. Yeah. Start here and then I'll just. Yep. Thanks, Wes.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals on My TV. 30 or about midway through the first quarter here. 7-0 Nashville Christian at Columbia Academy. And we're joined now by the Tennessee Army National Guard, Sergeant Kenyon Evans. Sergeant, thank you so much for having us today. What kind of opportunities do you guys have for everyone at the National Guard?
So National Guard has a lot of opportunities no matter what you want to do. We are part-time military, so if you want to go to college, we'll 100% pay for that. If you want to go to trade school. At the end of the day, we want to see you successful. Join our organization that can help our communities.
And one other thing I want to ask, why is your branch different than some of the others?
So I think the National Guard is different because we have a dual mission. We help regular Army with federal, but our main priority is here in Tennessee. So with the floods and hurricanes happening, that is what we do. We go out and help our communities, and that's it. That is why the National Guard is different.
Absolutely, and we're certainly hearing a lot, and our thoughts are with everyone, all those Helene and Milton victims right now. I also want to ask about some of the benefits you guys offer at the Tennessee Army National Guard.
Yeah, like I said before, our main thing as recruiters is to help people become successful. So if people want to go to college, we will pay 100% of your college up to your master's. If you want to go to trade school and you're good with your hands, we want to pay for your trade school all the way till you get those certifications. From VA home loans to all different type of little knick-knacks that benefits can help you do. There's a lot of different benefits for anybody.
Sergeant Kenyon Evans, Tennessee Army National Guard, thank you so much. Yes, Jill Bruno, we'll send it back up to the booth.
Johnny, thank you so much. Nashville Christian up 7-0 after a beautiful touchdown catch by Javin Drulo, thrown by Jared Curtis. And Bruno, that came off a fumble from Columbia Academy. Turnovers going to be costly in this game, especially when you have a team on the other side that's ready to take advantage.
Yeah, turnovers can be such a dagger because the momentum shift to such a point. I mean, you saw it right there with the shot. They weren't afraid to go to that on first down. That kind of momentum swing, especially in high school ball, it's hard to overcome.
Back to receive the kick, Monte Baldwin and also Ayers catches the line drive, makes his way middle of the field, finds some room, finds a hole on his feet, and is brought down at the 45. A nice gain by Ayers to start things off. Wyatt Ayers, just a sophomore, but has a lot of speed and gets the offense going here for Columbia Academy.
Ayers, excuse me, Jill.
No,
Ayers, the sophomore, I mean, he did a great job right there. You want to cut on the middle. He received the ball right on the hashes on the edge of the field. He was able to take it back to the middle to his blockers, shift the field, and set Columbia up with great field position.
Another look at senior quarterback Steven Neves, transferred in from Ravenwood middle of the season last year. Took some time to get to know the offense and now leading the charge. There's Monte Baldwin. The handoff finds a hole middle of the field, gets tripped up, but that's going to be close to a first down. And the chains are moving. That will be a BMC Metalworks first down for Columbia Academy.
Number 6, Alex Heffington, did a great job as the kickout blocker right there to lead Baldwin into the open field.
Handoff to Baldwin again. This time around the left side. Ball comes loose, but he's able to recover. Close call there by Monte Baldwin. He broke the school's all-time leading rushing record. Start of the season, just the first game. He's run for over 1,000 yards since. Neves keeps for himself, steps up into the pocket, scrambling, still on his feet, but he gets wrapped up right away. A big sack by R.J. Perkins, the leader of the defense for Nashville Christian.
Neves, the senior quarterback, just kind of gets caught up. He sees the open field, and then so he's transitioning from pass to run, back to pass. At a certain point, you have to make a decision and live and die by it. Now we're facing a 3rd and 11.
Neves drops back, and he gets taken down immediately. The Nashville Christian Eagles all over him as Skylar Drury picks up the sack.
The senior defensive lineman, it was just either a miscommunication or a misplay. There was Boone Pollard, number 74 of Columbia Academy, the junior offensive lineman. It looked like he slid the wrong way, either him or the center, and Skylar Drury just goes up and makes the play unblocked.
Caden Grigsby back to receive the kick. This one, a high one. It's going to bounce around the 30 and roll. So now we get a chance to see Nashville Christian's offense again. And this is an offense, Bruno, that has just absolutely been on fire really since the start of the season. 46 points per game. They're averaging 154 yards on the ground, over 250 yards in the air.
Yeah, and Jill, you mentioned it to me before the game. You knew coming in that the production was going to be there for Nashville Christian no matter what. They want to try and balance it, but they are going to produce offensively. What Columbia Academy needs to do is be more successful on their offensive drive so that way they can keep Curtis and the Nashville Christian offense off the field. And right now, you can see why.
Haywood on the hip of Curtis. Curtis looking left, finds Grigsby right away. Gets taken out around the 25, just short of the first down. Caden Grigsby, along with Zane Crampton, Javin Drulo, and Brock Taylor. They have grown up together, been with Jared Curtis for a long time.
Curtis taking his first read out on the edge. And it's a good one, too. You don't have to have an explosive play every time. I love that about Curtis is that he takes the explosive plays when they're there, and he's also operating the offense. You can see right there, getting the team aligned, showing his leadership.
Second and third, dropping back, looking right, picks up Holt right away. And Holt's still on his feet. It has to be a pack of Bulldogs to take him down. It looks like it's going to be close to a first down, Bruno. And it is a first down, a BMC Metalworks first down.
Curtis does a good job of staying his receivers up for some rack, too. RAC, run after the catch. The placement is so good. Number 21 for Nashville Christian, Bryson Holt. He is also fighting. When you see a wide receiver taking on 4 to 5 defensive players and still driving the pile, as an offense, it gets you fired up. You can carry that momentum into the drive.
Holt coming back from a labrum injury, his first full game back, full go. Curtis keeps for himself, fights upfield for a couple yards. Curtis likes to run the ball as well as go deep. Over 300 yards on the ground, 8 rushing touchdowns, and that's on top of his, 1,200 passing yards, 18 touchdowns. He has accounted for 24 total touchdowns for the Nashville Christian Eagles. Coaches say you don't stop Jared Curtis, you just try to slow him down.
And that's just being honest, too. That's part of coaching. You tell your team one thing, you have to try and propagandize them, message them, get them fired up. But in the coaches' meeting, you got to be like, hey, this is what we're up against, and this is the challenge, and these are the goals we're going to do. Not to necessarily stop someone, but to try and hold them back.
2nd and 7 finds Holt on the left flat. Holt fighting for those extra yards. Gets upfield. It's going to be another BMC Metalworks first down for the Nashville Christian Eagles.
At the end of the game, we always have to bark the player of the game, and you might be watching the Nashville Christian offense and think, okay, Curtis has it all under wraps if they do get the victory, but Holt, he's really showing some impressive. It's one thing to be a talented player, show the tools, show that you can move, show that you have the routes, show that you have the hands. It's another thing to show that you have the attitude. Holt's doing that right now in this first quarter.
Holt with already 4 catches, 58 yards in the game. Grigsby catches the pass, gets upfield, still fighting, still on his feet. Finally gets brought down around the 48. It took a herd of Bulldogs to bring him down. Love on the play, as well as Ayers. Now 2nd and 2 for Nashville Christian. They have been moving the chains both of their drives. Curtis so far tonight, 10 of 12 for 111 yards. And the 1 touchdown to Drew Lee, back left corner of the end zone. Second drive here for the Eagles, and they're moving the ball well. Curtis looking long, hits a man on the left side. That's Brock Taylor. Taylor still on his feet. Ball stripped loose, but they're going to call the play dead. And the fans chirping in on that one. Brock Taylor, though, with the catch. And that will be another BMC Metalworks first down.
Brock Taylor, one of the bigger builds on the field, he's going to take the more shorter routes. So when Curtis is threatening the downfield, he has the defense on their heels. So that's going to open up a lot of the shorter routes where you can get 7 to 8 and make it look easy. Curtis,
handoff to Haywood. Haywood up the gut, just past the 40. Nice run by the running back, Brock Haywood, coming into tonight with over 250 yards on the game. As Nashville Christian leads this one 7-0 here at Columbia Academy. Stay with us. We got a great one coming alive in Murray County. Welcome back to Murray County. Nashville Christian Eagles on top of the Columbia Academy Bulldogs 7-0. The start of the second quarter, and Bruno, we got an exciting matchup in store here. Taking a look at both offenses. Quick starts, but Nashville Christian taking advantage of a turnover early and capitalizing with a big touchdown.
Yeah, there's a few things going on. I mean, for one, Curtis, he's getting the ball out to multiple people. When we say balance the attack, there's also that, you know, it doesn't have to just be run and pass. If you are going to pass the ball solely, you want to make sure you're targeting different people, threatening different parts of the field, and they've done that to a T.
Jeff Brothers, you saw a look at him there, the head coach for Nashville Christian in his 15th season at the helm for the Eagles, and I know he's excited about this young group of men. Curtis looking right, pump fakes, and finds Drullo, but he goes right off his fingertips.
Man, I got to tell you, we've had some high-rated quarterbacks on Friday Night Rivals, but I'm always a critical kind of guy, and I always want to try and keep people down to the middle, but Curtis is his plays, he's playing lights out as we take a look at our first quarter stats. Nashville Christian, 118 yards passing, 19 yards rushing, and the Bulldogs of Columbia Academy, only 2 yards passing, 31 yards rushing, trying to go on the back of Baldwin, their Mr. Football finalist.
Nashville Christian now, 3rd and 8. Curtis looking left, quick pass out, and getting upfield is Haywood. Haywood with room to run down the sideline, and he gets knocked out of bounds inside the red zone. That's Brock Haywood with a great run for the Eagles.
The play calling is also lights out for Nashville Christian. This is a great screen setup. When you're threatening multiple parts of the field, you don't have to wait till you're in a bad position to go for a screen setup. When you're attacking multiple parts and the defense on their heels, screens are a great part too. They're trying to get to Curtis, and the defensive line eats it a little too much. That's a great play right there. Offensive linemen just need to turn around and run.
Curtis with the QB keeper up the middle, and he's in easy. Nashville Christian with another touchdown for the Eagles. Jared Curtis with his second touchdown of the night. He already had one passing. Now why not add another one on the ground? He can do it all. That's why he's headed to Georgia in 2 years. Tough man to stop.
Yep. We mentioned with the balanced offense, this is it right here. Again, he leads the team in rushing and passing. So the balanced offense will run through him. Great conversion there. And Nashville Christian up early.
Curtis coming into the night with over 1,200 yards in the air, over 300 on the ground. Braden Griffin's pass or kick, looked like it was tipped, but it is good. So now Nashville Christian on top, 14-0. But Bruno, this is again going to be a big storyline. We knew with all the hype surrounding the Georgia commit and the #1 quarterback recruit in the nation for the class of 2026, stopping him, slowing him down, whatever you can do, that was always going to be a big storyline for Columbia Academy.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing lights out. And we got to remember also, as much credit as I want to give Curtis, and I will give, I've given him his flowers more than any other player so far, and it's only been a quarter. But Nashville Christian, from a coaching staff to a personnel standpoint on the field, they've all been playing so well. Often, Curtis hasn't been touched from an offensive line standpoint. All his receivers, they're all converting, they're all making catches. I think there's been one drop over in the middle of the field. Some of the throws are so great that it's kind of unbelievable for the receivers to set up normally for them. They don't have to adjust their bodies too much. It's been an all-around great team effort for Nashville Christian. And Columbia Academy, they have their hands full going into the second quarter.
Braden Griffin with a kickoff, back to receive the kick for the Bulldogs. It's like Ayers on one side, and also a couple others as well. Nashville Christian averaging 46 points per game. The high-powered offense, we can see why very early in this game as we are just getting started in this second quarter. So now Columbia Academy hopefully with a chance to respond for the Bulldogs. Brownlee with the ball going upfield. He's taken out of bounds at the 43. We've mentioned how running back Monte Baldwin has been the big focal point for not only the ground game, but the offense this year. Well, he always looked up to Trey Davidson, a former player for Columbia Academy who tragically passed away last December in a motorcycle accident. And for more on how the team is honoring him this season, let's send it down to sideline reporter Johnny Matthew.
Hey, Julia, you can see the red hash mark right here. That's to honor Trey Davidson, who held the rushing record here at Columbia Academy until week 1 this season when Monte Baldwin broke that record. And they were good friends. I was talking to head coach Seth Anderson before the game today, and he was saying they were buddies. They joke around about when Baldwin would break the record, and he eventually did that this year. Nobody on Columbia Academy wearing the number 24 this year. And as we take it away, and Columbia Academy breaking away for a touchdown, we'll send it up to the booth.
And that was, speak of the devil, Johnny, that was Monte Baldwin, who we were just mentioning. He told us he thinks about Trey Davidson before every game. And right then, in that moment, breaks a big one off Bruno right up the middle of the field. And now they get the ball in the red zone. Huge momentum swing.
It's a little interesting, you bring up Trey and Monte and their relationship, and as we're honoring Trey, Monte decides to bust out the most explosive play. So good for Columbia Academy as they're trying to force it up the middle here.
It's going to be close. Baldwin makes it across the goal line. Just as we were speaking of the all-time leading rusher for Columbia Academy, he punches the first points in for the Bulldogs.
It's not about how you start in the game of football. It's about how you finish. Columbia Academy come out with a turnover. Nashville Christian dominating all statistics. Columbia Academy then takes it all the way down the field. And Baldwin, Mr. Football finalist. First points on the board for Columbia Academy tonight.
Jackson Usherwood with the kick, and it's good. Columbia Academy cuts into the lead. 14-7 here on Friday night. The Bulldogs bite back. Stay with us. We got a great game brewing here in Murray County. Welcome back to Columbia Academy. Nashville Christian Eagles on top 14-7 at the start of the second quarter. Let's go ahead and take a break for financial literacy with Wilson Bank and Trust. Wilson Bank and Trust is proud to sponsor our local schools and student athletes both on and off the field.
Every team knows the importance of a solid game plan, but even the best strategies can have unexpected obstacles, like losing a key player to injury. That's why having a backup plan is essential. Cars need repairs, appliances break, life happens. Be sure you're setting money aside each month to only use in case of emergencies. At Wilson Bank and Trust, we understand your needs and have the winning plays to help you achieve success. Visit Wilson Bank and Trust today and let's win together.
Welcome back. Beautiful night here in Murray County for our Tennessee Army National Guard Friday Night Rivals presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. Nashville Christian on top 14-7. But that man right there, Monte Baldwin, with a great run just moments ago, a 3-play, 57-yard scoring drive for the Bulldogs, capped off by the 2-yard rushing touchdown. We can expect Bruno to see a lot more of him tonight. His night is far from over.
Yeah, I always mention it every week, especially with high school and how many offenses are focused around a rushing attack. There's something called the softening process where your early rush is 3-4 yards. It starts to take a toll on the defense, and then they'll get even more explosive as the game goes on.
A line drive right into the hands of Brock Taylor. Taylor trudging across the 40-yard line. There's flags all over the place. We'll see what the call is, but a nice catch and also gain by Brock Taylor, the tight end for Nashville Christian.
I expect we'll see a face mask call for Nashville Christian that might take them across midfield to start this drive.
Bruno, you were right on the money there with the face mask. Another look at this one.
Yep, just can't extend like that. You're going to catch something, and if it's a face mask, it hurts your team.
It's a UA local 572 first down for Nashville Christian, and that's Brock Taylor again with the carry, this time around the left side. And don't forget, our Bart Durham player of the game coming up in the fourth quarter. Who knows who it will be, but definitely this man right here, a candidate, Jared Curtis, the 5-star quarterback for Nashville Christian. Already one passing touchdown, one rushing touchdown for himself. He's 12 of 15 for 149 yards so far tonight and counting. I have a feeling his night is far from over too. 2nd and 9 now for Nashville Christian. Haywood on the hip. The handoff to Haywood, makes a cut up middle and gets met by a huge pack of Bulldogs there for a gain of about 4 on the play. 3rd and 6 now for Nashville Christian.
Nashville Christian's inside run game not opening up as much as I thought it would. And again, in a series, especially one that's only 2-3 plays alive so far, there can be plays made from the defense, but I would expect the passing offense success from Nashville Christian would have opened up the box a little bit more. But right now, Columbia Academy, off of the momentum of their offense, starting to hold.
Man in motion, 2 receivers on the far side. Jared Curtis looking right, hits Drulo right away. Drulo makes a nice move, tries to avoid the tackle, but no such luck. Be taken down at the 50. That will bring up 4th down for Nashville Christian. Curtis talking to Drulo, almost looks like he's calming him down a little bit.
Look at all this,
yeah.
Look at all the space, Joe. They are giving up about 10 yards of cushion. That's what they're trying to do to counteract. They want, and Columbia Academy could also be, as you see, a great play by number 0, Wyatt Ayers, the sophomore in the open space. Those are hard tackles to make. But they might trust their guys to make open field tackles more than defend against Curtis and his ball accuracy.
4th and 2, quick pass out. He's got Grigsby at the 30 and gets taken down at the 35. That's good for a UA local 572 first down for Nashville Christian.
I don't think Grigsby was even covered right there. It looks like they brought number 31 on Columbia Academy, who is Dallas King, a defensive back sophomore. So that's called a chop blitz. And if you bring a chop blitz, you either have to get home, disrupt the quarterback, or Grigsby is going to be wide open. He makes a good one-handed catch on the backside.
Caden Grigsby, just a sophomore, one of the favorite targets for Curtis. Curtis looking left as a man, but it's over the head of Holt on the far sideline. Bryson Holt, Zane Crampton, Caden Grisby, and Javin Drulo all grew up with Jared Curtis. They all went to Nashville Christian Middle School, started playing with each other early on in their careers, and now all of them juniors, just juniors, Bruno, and still have another year together. But the chemistry that wide receiver group has built has been impressive. Those receivers each have over 100 yards receiving going into this game.
Yeah, it's rare to have that chemistry, especially on a high school team, but you can see how they play together. It's very seamless.
Curtis doesn't like what he sees, takes for himself, now towards the left sideline, still on his feet, still up, deep tech, twirls in, and goes over the goal line. Jared Curtis with his third touchdown of the night as Nashville Christian strikes again. There were a handful of times, Bruno, I thought for sure they had Curtis wrapped up, but he was still on his feet fighting for his life.
We talk about a bounce attack. Curtis drops back the pass. Then he's running on the edge. Good block by Holt to keep his hands up. And right here, I might be a quarterback, but I can lower the shoulder too, and that's a battle of wills. If that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what will.
All the momentum with Nashville Christian now, up 20-7. They tried to go for a 2-point conversion earlier in the game after their first scoring drive.
Yeah, they run out of this. This is called either a swinging gate or a muddle, as we actually have a penalty on the field, Jill. Excuse me, it looks like we're going to go back in the field play. And they transition from swinging gate back to our extra point.
All right, there's Braden Griffin, the kicker for Nashville Christian. Zane Crampton, the holder. And the kick is good. Nashville Christian up 21-7. Let's take another look at that beauty from Jared Curtis, just fighting his way past the goal line and into the end zone. There's nothing this guy can't do. Nashville Christian on top, 21-7.
All of us would like to take a moment to thank our wonderful sponsor partners, the Tennessee Army National Guard, Bart Durham, and Sonic, who through their contributions to this program make these games possible for you, the viewers at home. We'd also like to thank our other great sponsor supporters for their contributions to our Friday Night Rivals telecasts: the United States Navy, BMC Metalworks, UA Local 572, Wilson Bank and Trust, the United States Marines, Western Kentucky University, Bass Tire, and Josh Houston and Associates. And we'd especially like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their continued support.
Welcome back to Columbia Academy High School. Nashville Christian on top 21-7. The big reason why is that young man right there, five-star quarterback Jared Curtis, leading the Eagles on a 6-play, 59-yard drive, capped off by his own 27-yard rushing touchdown. Bruno, that's going to be the big storyline tonight. Can Columbia Academy slow down the Eagles' offense and Jared Curtis?
They had him on the first series of that possession before they crossed midfield. Again, Nashville Christian started with great field position at about the 45, and Columbia Academy held them to about a 3rd and 5 and then a 4th and 2, but the cushion that the defensive backs are giving. The backfield's having a little bit of some issues with alignment, with game planning, and it just makes it too easy for Nashville Christian and Curtis to hit the underneaths and keep converting, and eventually explosive plays are going to hit.
Braden Griffin with the kick, and back to receive for Columbia Academy is Brownlee. Harrison Brownlee met right away, though, at the 45. Now, don't forget, coming up at halftime, we got a lot in store for you. Our United States Navy halftime report will highlight this week's Sonic Scholar athletes, have participating school administrator interviews, plus highlights from here and across the nation, and more. The United States Navy, forged by the sea. Columbia Academy's last drive ended in a Monte Baldwin touchdown. Led the Bulldogs on that drive. He's back out there again behind his senior quarterback, Stephen Neves. The two of them, the dynamic duo here for the Bulldogs offense tonight. Neves, quick handoff to Baldwin, but not so fast, my friend. That's R.J. Perkins, who wraps him up right away, the leader of the defense. And he said, "You're not going anywhere, Mr. Football."
Great play out of the linebacker position for Perkins. He finds, so it's a pin pull where they're pulling the front and backside guards for Columbia Academy. The mark of a good linebacker is being able to read the offensive lineman, and Perkins follows the backside lineman right into the backfield.
2nd and 14, handoff to Baldwin again. Runs around the right side, but gets wrapped up right away, and R.J. Perkins is feeling it tonight. We also talked to him earlier in the week, and he told us about how he's been gaming planning for this up-tempo offense all over him, tracked him right away from that handoff, Bruno.
Yeah, it's being able to identify the plays as they develop. You don't want to be a step behind. As a linebacker, you have to use your brain and be a step ahead.
Curtis looking deep, but play is immediately blown dead. It was a great stop earlier from R.J. Perkins. That could be our Bass Tire stop of the game. That's coming up later on tonight.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 0. On the offense, that's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
Wyatt Ayers with a false start. And just a reminder, the Bass Tire stop of the game also coming up in the 4th quarter. We have a lot to get to in that 4th quarter, but that's always going to be a good one. Bass, this tire stop of the game. Bass Tire serving Nashville for 35 years. Needs thrown deep, but it's picked off right away. Now that might be our stop of the game. What a play by the Nashville Christian defense. Blair Otero was all over that one, Bruno.
Blair Otero, the junior defensive back. How well defended right there. He's making contact, but it's not interfering with the route. The throw intended for Columbia Academy's number 2, Harrison Brownlee, who has made some great plays offense and defense, but Otero able to get his head turned around and make a play on the ball. Those are those downs, too, when it's 3rd and super long and you know they're going to throw it. That's your chance on defense to telegraph and make a play.
Nashville Christian takes over here. Curtis with a quick pass out to Holt. Holt makes a man miss, still on his feet, going up the middle, and gets tossed in the air by Atkins. And Jack Gordon on the defensive stop. Another look at this one. Holt just making his way upfield. He is elusive and definitely difficult to slow down.
It's a double-edged sword. Either you give up the cushion and these guys get the ball early with a lot of space to make run after the catch plays, or you try and play them press man and they're just going to beat you over the top. Columbia Academy doesn't have an answer.
Curtis to Grigsby. Grigsby fighting his man for yardage. Finally gets brought down right at the 51.
Brownlee goes down, clamping his hand for Columbia Academy. Would be a big injury for the Bulldogs.
That's Harrison Brownlee, seniors and strong safety. Bulldogs run that 4-2-5. We've talked about the spacing of the Bulldogs defense tonight. They're clearly giving him plenty of room up front. They don't want to allow anything deep tonight. And so far, with the exception of that touchdown pass back left corner, Mostly everything they've allowed is up front.
Yeah, I mean, and Columbia Academy has been able to make the tackles in the open fields when necessary, but it's just a little too much. It's just a little. They get them into that 3rd down and short. They get them into that 4th and short, and they still play that cushion. So it's just too easy for them to convert. And right when they get a little too aggressive, that's when you'll see the screen over the top shot. It's a hard code to break for Columbia Academy's defense.
Jared Curtis, 16 of 20 tonight, 191 yards passing. Not to mention, 2 passing touchdowns and another rushing touchdown as well. 21-7, Nashville Christian leads in this Division II Single A showdown here in Murray County. Winner of this one moves into 1st place in the Middle Region. Curtis looking middle of the field, has Grigsby. Grigsby, it was in his hands as he climbs the ladder, but then just falls down short. He's going to want to have this one back. You see him patting his chest. He says, yeah, that's my bad, Jared.
And you don't even see Jared Curtis. He's also patting his chest saying, my bad also. Jared Curtis, he suffers from throw the ball harditis, where there's a lot of quarterbacks, they have such great arm talent, it might come out of the arm a little too hard. And Curtis is like, hey, my bad, I'll throw you even a better ball. I love the accountability from both of those individuals, just guys trying to make a play out on the field.
3rd and 6, Curtis rolling left on the wheels and gets taken down, sliding at the 46. Didn't like what he saw, and all kinds of pressure coming his way.
Number 3, guess who? Monte Baldwin from the back. He came in from the backside safety, shot through the backside of the line of scrimmage, and chased down Curtis from the back. That's a level of effort that is worthy of a Mr. Football player in Tennessee.
We've been talking about his offensive explosiveness all night. Oh, yeah, he's a two-way player for the Bulldogs. Curtis rolling right, hits a man. That's Holt, middle of the field, and that's going to be good enough for a UA local 572 first down.
Columbia Academy bringing design pressures, but it's just not enough to hit home. What they take away Curtis's first read that was wide open on the flat, but he's such a big body, able to move in the pocket. His second read was wide open.
Curtis keeps for himself on his feet at the 20, at the 15, at the 10. He gets taken down at the goal line. That's another touchdown for the 5-star quarterback, Jared Curtis. The Georgia commit on fire tonight. 1 passing touchdown, and that's his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night, punching it in again, Bruno, and just, again, so hard to take down. I thought for sure they would get him at the 10, but he was able to get a couple more yards.
And the same story, again, on this series. For Nashville Christian, they are chipping it down as they run the swinging gate. That's number 8 there for Nashville Christian. They convert the 2-point conversion. That's Colt McClary, the junior tight end linebacker, and they go up an extra point. Sorry to steal your thunder on the play-by-play, Joe, as I was in the middle of explaining the series beforehand. But we just saw a replication of the same series. They get to 4th down and short. They're able to convert easily because of the cushion. And then Curtis, he just kind of big dogs the defense and runs it in at the end.
Team effort for the 2-point conversion as the Eagles now lead 29-7. That was a 6-play, 68-yard drive. Ran off 2 minutes and 7 seconds on the clock. And let's go ahead and take a look at this one again. Coach Brothers, I'm sure, loved this one. McClary bounces around the left side. He's pumped about that one. And you got to believe head coach Jeff Brothers is loving what he's seeing right now from this Eagles offense.
Absolutely. When you can put something like a swinging gate, it's one thing to just line it up and make people, because that takes out a whole period of practice for like 3 days that you have to prepare for it. Now, if you can convert it, now other teams will see that on the field, have to on the film, have to take it serious, and it's just another arsenal you can use. All a swinging gate is if the defense is misaligned, or you think you have on a certain edge a personnel mismatch, like maybe a bigger body on defense, faster guy on offense, you'll attack the edge or an inside gap. With any of those reads, you can pull it at any time. The snap was low, and they still convert.
Eagles starting to fly away. Second quarter up 29-7. Braden Griffin with the kick for Nashville Christian. That's Ayers. Wyatt Ayers receives the kick. able to gain a couple yards on the play. So 3:52 to go here in the second quarter. Bruno, right now, the message for head coach Seth Anderson and the Bulldogs, it's got to be just bite back, get back into this one.
Yeah, when you get in these situations, I mean, listen, players they're not dumb, right? They know, they look at the scoreboard 29-7, excuse me, and it starts to get that feeling of dread, especially at home, and the offense is so explosive. Focus on the now, live for the here and now, and the football plays you have with you.
Neves with the handoff to Baldwin, short gain on the play, and another flag comes out. Pink flags and pink whistles. Might notice them around the necks of the referees this month for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, something all the referees in Tennessee are taking part in for TSSAA.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 44 of the defense, 15 yards from the end of the play. First down.
That was on R.J. Perkins, junior and leader of Nashville Christian's defense. And this has been a strong defense that's only allowed Bruno 16 points in the last 3 games. They've gotten stronger as the year goes on. Handoff to Baldwin. Baldwin, the middle, still on his feet, gets tackled right around the 45.
Discussion going on the Nashville Christian sideline. I'm not entirely sure.
They're looking down.
This is a first for me. I believe a referee is injured. We see him grabbing a swig of water, maybe a cramp. If you're unable to operate, yeah, you can see a little injury right there.
He's still on his feet. Looks like he's being helped off to the sideline now. We're going to have to bring in another referee in this one.
If you want to cover color and play-by-play, I'll go down there and I'll help him out.
You got a black and white shirt somewhere in your truck, Bruno?
No, I don't, and they probably don't have one that fits me down there.
We hope this official is okay. That's Brock Taylor for Nashville Christian, helping him to the sideline, taking a seat.
That's something you don't really consider, the danger the refs are in. I mean, these guys are flying. It is high school football, but this is high level, and they're flying around with fast speeds. Could have been stepped on. Could have been
a lot worse. Here we go. 2nd and 7 for Columbia Academy. Handoff to Baldwin. Baldwin bounces around the left side, taken down at the 45. So 3rd down now. 3rd and 5 to go for Columbia Academy. Baldwin getting his work in tonight already. 1 rushing touchdown. Head coach Seth Anderson telling us this week that this is a team he feels has a window this year. Baldwin pitches it back to Neves, but Neves is wrapped up right away. What a great play for the Nashville Christian defense. That was Kenny Harris, number 73. Doesn't fool him at all. Also,
Colt McClary,
2-way player, scored the 2-point conversion, comes back on defense and gets it done.
Yep, both McClary and Harris doing a great job of getting back there to force the 4th down stop and giving their offense 2 minutes of time to work with for Nashville Christian. That might be all they need, and what might be considered a must-have series for Columbia Academy goes to a punt.
Caden Grigsby back to receive the kick. That was Usherwood that hesitated on that kick for a second. Calls for a fair catch. Nashville Christian will get the ball on the 15. This is the Eagles offense averaging 46 points per game. And Jared Curtis leads the way. The 5-star quarterback and Georgia commit having a heck of a night tonight. Over 200 yards in the air, 1 passing touchdown, and 3 rushing touchdowns. If you're Columbia Academy here, Bruno, 2 minutes left to go in this half. Do you change anything? What's the mindset?
Well, you can't really change the things you've practiced all week in the midst of battle on, a Friday night before halftime. I mean, you kind of got to ride with your guys and your preparation and your training and just kind of hope it works out for the best.
Curtis has Crampton left side of the field. Crampton still on his feet, twirling, and gets taken out of bounds. That will be close to a 1st down. Looks like maybe just a yard short. So here we go. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we have our United States Navy halftime report. We'll highlight this week's Sonic Scholar athletes, participating school administrator interviews, and much, much more. United States Navy forged by the sea. Curtis on his feet, still on his feet, runs out of bounds at the 40, but not before he picks up the UA local 572 first down.
I'm worried, Joe. There is some fabric in the backfield that it will be brought back for an offensive holding. We will get the official call as the referee does signal a holding call. We still await the official call.
Jared Curtis took a recruiting trip to Georgia last March, and he had a bunch of other trips lined up.
Number 53 of the offense, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
Curtis had several recruiting trips lined up, including Alabama, also Texas, but when he stepped foot and went to Georgia's practice, he committed right away. He's excited to play for the Bulldogs in 2 years. And I think what strikes me the most about Curtis is head coach Jeff Brothers says he's incredibly humble, incredibly coachable, and what makes him such a great player, his desire to get better throughout his career, very young career. First and 20, Curtis dropping back, steps up into the pocket, slings it. He has Drulo, middle of the field. Drulo gets dragged down for another UA local 572 first down. A nice play, Bruno, and that one really opens up quickly.
Again, Curtis just keeping his eyes downfield. He gets a little sidearm sling here. I don't want to say Mahomes-esque. It's more Curtis-esque. I mean, he's his own player, and he's showing off a lot of great things tonight. Nashville Christian have to get lined up. Only a minute 30 left in the half.
Clock winding down. Minute 27 to go. First and 10. Curtis, quick pass out. It's complete. A nice game for a nice catch by Drulo. Javin Drulo also been a favorite target tonight. He is one of those wide receivers that's grown up with Jared Curtis. They went to middle school together. Came into tonight with 160 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns, and also add one more touchdown to that. He started the scoring off at the beginning of this game for Nashville Christian with his own touchdown. This one intended for Drulo, but well over his head.
Not a bad play, even though it doesn't work out, it doesn't complete. You still have 2 downs to work with if you so desire to operate. It looks like Nashville Christian will use one of their 3 timeouts. They do have 3, and they probably won't use all of them considering they're already a passing offense.
Don't forget the United States Navy halftime report coming up soon. We'll highlight this week's Sonic Scholar athletes, have participating school administrator interviews. The United States Navy forged by the sea. Also, our sideline reporter, Johnny Maffey, joining us tonight. He will have coach interviews coming in and out of halftime. So a lot to get to on tonight's Tennessee Army National Guard Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. Nashville Christian with a 29-7 lead. Columbia Academy trying to fight their way back. There's Johnny Maffey joining us on the sideline tonight. Happy to have him on our Friday Night Rivals crew. And Bruno, thanks for having me on the Friday Night Rivals crew as well. It's been a pleasure so far, and we're just getting started with the fun.
Absolutely. I love working in Nashville, man. I mean, everyone will tell you Nashville's a hotbed for talent. And, I mean, I've had Jeff Heim come on. I've been working with Lucas, worked with Max, and now I get to work with Jill Jelnick. I heard a lot about you, and it's been it's always amazing how smooth it is coming in. I mean, I owe it all to your guys' prep. Again, I tell everybody, I don't really do anything. I just kind of show up and reap the rewards.
Jared Curtis looking left, finds Crampton. Crampton getting upfield, a nice cut, and slides in around the 30. That's good enough for another UA local 572 first down. Zane Crampton coming into tonight with over 300 yards receiving. Again, another favorite target for Jared Curtis. It's a nice pass out as they quickly try to get upfield. 37 seconds left in the half. Curtis looking deep, has Brock Taylor right over his hands, but there's flags all over the place there. Bruno, what'd you see on that one?
So if you want to compare the interception Nashville Christian had on the other side of the field compared to what is called right now, is there wasn't a turnaround from the defensive player who, in this situation, was number 0, Wyatt Ayers, a great player, sophomore, made a bunch of plays on defense, but he doesn't get his head, he doesn't play the ball. Instead, he consistently plays the man, and he runs into him.
Ineligible man downfield on the offense, number 21. Pass interference, number 0 on the defense. Those penalties offset. Replay first down.
So you're right about the pass interference, and then Holt for Nashville Christian, the other penalty, the 2 offset. So now still be 1st and 10 to go, 29 seconds left in the first half. Nashville Christian trying to extend their lead. Quarterback Jared Curtis counting for all 4 touchdowns tonight. Curtis looking right, has Holt right off of his right hand and fingertips, goes out of bounds. 23 seconds left to play.
Columbia Academy might want to consider playing more tight man, because Harrison Brown-Lee right there actually has very great coverage. He follows him, he's smooth, not a lot of space. Gets the stop, and now we're 2nd and 10, 23 seconds to go for Nashville Christian. Got to wonder if field goal is also in the back of their mind if they want to escape with those points or go big.
2nd and 10, Curtis looking right, hits Grigsby. Grigsby getting upfield, tries to make a man miss, and hops, skips, jumps out of bounds.
The clock winds down about 2 seconds longer than the play whistle being called dead. Nashville Christian making sure the Boyd operators can hear that there is some runoff.
Nashville Christian head coach Jeff Brothers, in his 15th year with the program, says every team is special to him, but this one is very special. He says one of the more talented, also one of the more experienced teams he's had. Because of it, they're able to open up the playbook and do some other things that they haven't done in the past.
They're also very accountable. You see when they do make mistakes, they all want to tell the other. They bring each other up. I love that.
Curtis looking left, pump fakes, a quick toss out to Grigsby. Grigsby fighting his way through. And that's going to be close to a 1st down, and it looks like it is. Yeah, what a little pass here. Didn't like that one. He goes, whoop, how about you, Grigsby?
Yeah, I wouldn't even know what you would call it, because it's not a shovel. A shovel pass comes from the chest and extends. That was more like that was a free throw. That was a free throw, flick of the wrist.
We got free throws on the field here. We got all kinds of things here in Murray County. Free throws, lots of flags.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. With 9 seconds left, Jill, I'd expect they get Nashville Christian, if they can operate well enough, I expect they get at least 2 shots at the end zone if they want to go that route. They might take 1 shot and take the points off the field goal. That's to be seen. I'm always an advocate for if you have a guaranteed opportunity to get points, but it also comes down to the trust of your kicker, too.
Nashville Christian coming in, an offense averaging 46 points per game. They're on a 3-game winning streak, coming off a big win over Good Pasture last week, won 43-13. Also beat their rivals, their region rivals, Grace Christian and Mount Juliet Christian, the previous 2 weeks. Their only loss was to a very good BGA team in Division II AA. That one went down to the wire, 35-28. But this is an Eagles team that Coach Brothers says is getting better and better as the season goes on. Their last game against Good Pasture, he felt that was the most complete team performance he's seen so far this season. Curtis, 23 of 30 tonight, 282 yards and 4 total touchdowns.
Curtis going out to the wide.
Holt takes the snap in Wildcat. Holt looking for Curtis in the back right corner, but not so fast. Wyatt Ayers says, not in my house. Picks off the Nashville Christian pass from Bryson Holt. What a turn of events here, Bruno.
You know, this is one of those things where I think they also want to get this one on film too. And it probably looks good in practice. And you're probably smiling. You look at the situation, you're like, let the guys have some fun and call it. But it does come back to bite them in the butt. And Columbia Academy gets the turnover. Wyatt Ayers, one of the names we've been calling on Columbia Academy as a positive on defense, gets the interception.
Two-way player for Columbia Academy, Wyatt Ayers, one of the sophomores, one of the younger players on the team, coming into tonight with 4 touchdowns. As Neves hands it off here to Brownlee. Brownlee trying to go around the right side, but that will do it for the first half. Nashville Christian turns over the ball, but they have a big lead here as we head into halftime, 29-7 over Columbia Academy.
Yeah, when you go into halftime, I mean, Columbia Academy, there could be a few adjustments they make, but the halftime adjustment is there's not a lot you can go over from an offensive standpoint. There might be some things you've held back, but Columbia Academy's goal coming into the game, at least for us to them, was they had to stay on the field part of their defensive game plan was to be operational on offense, and they just haven't had that right now. And Curtis is getting all the time on the field for Nashville Christian.
Let's go downstairs to Johnny Maffey, our sideline reporter, standing by now with head coach Jeff Brothers.
Yeah, we're here in the Josh Houston and Associates Coaches Corner. Coach Brothers, you guys are up 29-7. Your offense working early and often. Defense, a few takeaways. What do you like in your team right now?
Well, just the way that we're playing. I think we're playing with great confidence, great assertiveness, physical. I think that, offensively we're executing well. A couple of penalties, that we need to really clean up, the holding and things like that. A few miscues on the throws and the catches, but overall a really good half offensively, pretty efficient, I think. I haven't seen the stats, but pretty efficient, I believe. Defensively, other than one play, the counter, we were slanting away from the counter, so they kind of caught us right there, got to the second level quick, and our safety missed the tackle. So we'll clean that stuff up, but we've got to come out. They're going to come out and play hard. We got to expect them to come and, swing right back, so we got to get ready.
Definitely. What's that message to the boys in the locker room to not kill that momentum or anything?
Well, we get the ball coming out of the half, so that was important, and we want to make sure that we capitalize on the possessions that we get in the second half and make sure that we finish with a kick.
Coach, thank you. Jill, back up to you.
Johnny, thank you so much. Coach, thank you so much. The Nashville Christian Eagles on top 29-7 over Columbia Academy here in Murray County. Stay with us. Our halftime report, United States Navy halftime report coming up next.
You're watching the United States Navy Halftime Report. The United States Navy, forged by the sea.
We're proud to present the Sonic Scholar Athlete of the Week. This week's Scholar Athletes are Addison Oberbruckling from Nashville Christian High School and Presley Miller from Columbia Academy. Addison made All-Mid-State twice in softball, 2024 District Hitter of the Year, and has made the principals list every year in high school. Presley has achieved All-State Division IIA track and field, All-State Division IIA cross country twice, and is on the President's Honor Roll with all A's. These All-Stars are now entered to win a $10,000 scholarship at the end of the season. Congratulations to our Sonic Athletes of the Week. Live free, eat Sonic.
This week's Friday Night Rivals Educator Spotlight is presented by Western Kentucky University. Climb higher at Western Kentucky University.
Welcome down to the field here at Columbia Academy. Nashville Christian leading the Bulldogs 29-7 at halftime. And right now it's time for the Western Kentucky Educator Spotlight. Ronnie Sigenthaler, the AD at Nashville Christian. You guys are up big right now. What do you like about Jared Curtis and the team?
I like the way that he's competing, throwing catchable balls, running with a purpose. Love the scoreboard. I'd like to see our team clean up the penalties.
Definitely a lot of laundry on the field. A lot of pink flags on the field for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Let's talk about your school for a moment. What's the mission that you can tell everyone right now?
Well, we try to emphasize 3 words: Christian, authentic, and dynamic. And that's well within our mission statement. Recently, over the last month, Johnny, we participated and partnered with a local church, Bellevue Church of Christ, where our high school went over, our middle school went over, and we prepared meals to feed the world. And with that partnership, we prepared 60,917 meals in 4 hours. So it was kind of a competition with another local high school in the area. And much like tonight, we won that competition. And let's hope we can do very well in the second half as well.
Absolutely. Bigger than football at Nashville Christian. And we're here at Columbia Academy, Coach Siggs to many.
Thank you.
You guys have some new stuff coming to campus.
We will open a brand new event center next month. And what that does, it ties all of our buildings together under one roof. And this event center will allow us to host district tournaments, region tournaments, graduation, any event that we choose to. It will seat almost 1,600. So we will no longer be limited by TSSAA on what we can and cannot host.
And that's also important because you guys right now have the highest enrollment in school history, and we were just talking before the halftime show. That doesn't seem like it's slowing down anytime soon.
Well, we're honored that people have a choice, and they've chosen to come to Nashville Christian. In the history of the school, K through 12, our enrollment is 752. It's the highest it's ever been. We're honored.
Coach Siggs, thank you very much for joining the Western Kentucky Educator Spotlight here at the U.S. Navy halftime show. We'll be right back.
This week's Friday Night Rivals Educator Spotlight is presented by Western Kentucky University. Climb higher at Western Kentucky University. You're watching the United States Navy Halftime Report. The United States Navy, forged by the sea.
Test.
The Bulldogs 29-7 at the half. It's time for another Western Kentucky Educator Spotlight here at the U.S. Navy Halftime Report. We have Principal John Bennett with Columbia Academy. Mr. Bennett, you know this football team well too. You're not just a principal. You hop on the bus for the road games.
That's right, I do. I drive the bus on Friday nights for our away games. I started doing that when my kids were playing football.
I like to be a fly on the wall, be a part of the team, and just support the guys any way that I can. In a small school, we really know the kids really well. So these guys walking my halls and playing football for me on Friday night, I like to be there to support them, so I like driving the bus.
Yeah, definitely. Head coach Seth Anderson was telling me all day about that family atmosphere, a tight-knit group here at Columbia Academy. And you got a new track for them, too.
Yeah, we do have a new track. We actually had a great explosion in our track and cross-country program. We actually won a cross-country state title. Our guys did last fall. And then in the spring, we won 2 individual state titles with a high jump and a triple jump with one of our students there. And don't know if you caught it or not, but my baseball team from last spring just won, got their rings for their state championship as well. So we're excited about the new track and what that'll bring to our track program.
Sounds like business is booming. Do you think they can shave a few seconds off the 100-yard dash on this new thing?
I think we can. It'll help them not having to go somewhere else to practice. They can set hurdles up here. We're going to be able to actually do our high jump and our triple jump and long jump here on campus. And in the past, we've had to go somewhere else to practice. So this will be a huge boost for our cross-country and track programs.
Definitely. And I want to ask before we end this, if family's interested in Columbia Academy, what can they do? You guys have open houses, website. What can you talk about?
We don't actually have open houses this time. The best thing to do is go to our website, Columbia Academy, cabulldogs.org, and you can find out about the admissions process there. We're always looking forward to adding new people to our family.
Mr. Bennett, thank you very much for coming on the Western Kentucky Educator Spotlight here at the U.S. Navy Halftime Report. It's Friday Night Rivals, My TV 30. We'll be right back.
This week's Friday Night Rivals Educator Spotlight is presented by Western Kentucky University. Climb higher at Western Kentucky University.
Hello, hello. Hey. Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Monte Baldwin. Oh, the fumble.
Baldwin fumbling. Play action.
To touchdown to Drewlo. Yep. Do you chime in with?
What's up? Yeah, if you ever like get caught up or don't know what to say, just give a pause and I'll start talking too. We've started to kind of feel each other out well, so I'm not too worried about it.
You're watching the United States Navy Halftime Report. The United States Navy, forged by the sea.
Welcome back to Columbia Academy. Alongside Bruno Reagan, I'm Jill Jelnick. Nashville Christian on top of the region rivals, Columbia Academy Bulldogs 29-7. Welcome into our United States Navy Halftime Report. And Bruno, we've seen a lot of back and forth tonight, but really the Nashville Christian Eagles with explosiveness from first quarter on. Big reason why their quarterback, Jared Curtis, having a phenomenal night tonight. 4 total touchdowns. But it also started with a fumble from Columbia Academy. Nashville Christian was able to recover, and that's really what set things on fire. This is the fumble I was talking about. Monte Baldwin, it just slips away from him. And because of that, Nashville Christian Eagles jump all over, take advantage of their turnover as Curtis finds one of his favorite receivers, Javin Drulo, back left corner. That gave Nashville Christian a quick 7-0 lead, but they weren't done yet. Curtis really just getting warmed up. A quick pass out to Brock Haywood, the running back, gets right inside that 10-yard line and would set up his quarterback nicely. Curtis punching it in, his first rushing touchdown of the night, and definitely not his last. The 5-star quarterback doing all kinds of work tonight, but the Bulldogs able to bite back when they were down 14-0. Monte Baldwin, our key player to watch in Mr. Football semifinals last year, breaks off a big run, and then he just finishes the job, punches in the 2-yard score. That helped the Columbia Academy Bulldogs cut into the lead 14-7, but still no answer for this man right here. Jared Curtis keeps for himself round the left-hand sideline, his second rushing touchdown of the night. That's why he's going to Georgia. That's why he's a 5-star commit. He's just too difficult to slow down. Meanwhile, the Bulldogs trying to make something happen. Stephen Neves with a great throw, but Otero is there for the interception. The momentum swinging back Nashville Christian's way, and here he goes again. Curtis on the run, rushing in to make it 29-7. And then they try to give him one more touchdown, Bruno. And this one we were laughing about. You said this could be on for the highlight tape, but not this time.
Yeah, he gave a little inside fake. He didn't do a good job of selling it. I mean, I don't know how much he's practiced that. He attacked the corner okay, but the ball was a little underthrown. Otherwise, that was at the end of the half, already up 29-7. As we look at our halftime stats, 93 yards rushing, a lot of that coming from the quarterback himself, Curtis, 282 yards passing, 375 yards total. Columbia Academy on the other side of the ball, -4 yards passing, 96 yards rushing. Penalties starting to hit Nashville Christian just a little bit, but they've been able to overcome, and the turnovers, the margin is in favor of Nashville Christian by 1.
I imagine both head coaches wanting their teams to clean up the penalties and the turnovers. Well, each week during our Friday Night Rivals broadcast, we'll be showing outstanding Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals game highlights all across the country. Let's go ahead and check out some of the best from the best in last week's action.
The best Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country.
Gonna throw it, little fade, caught, touchdown! Xavier Smith. He goes right over the defender and makes a play. What do they call that? You got mossed?
Wants to hold. They give it to Sheptak. He's flush, but he's got a lot of speed. Can he get the corner? He dives, and he is in! Forced touchdown by Bo Sheptak, diving into the end zone, and Danville takes back the lead.
Yep, they send it backer. Complete to Rios. He'll get the first down and more. Trying to hurdle a guy who was go down at the 31-yard line.
Furcus hit as he's throwing. Ball tipped and intercepted. Excellent job defensively by Eric Iosencio, the sophomore.
This young man coming out to the field right now is Jackson Maynard. He is suffering from Duchenne's syndrome. His family has established the Little Hercules Foundation, which is something that helps the young man and raises awareness for what he is battling all across the country. And there he has the football, and Jackson Maynard is heading towards the end zone tonight. And a very special touchdown. A lot of points will be scored during the season in games, but none bigger than that one right there. Touchdown, Jackson Maynard.
Welcome back to Columbia Academy. Nashville Christian on top 29-7. Let's send it down to our sideline reporter, Johnny Maffey, check in for our Bart Durham injury update for the second half, and standing by with head coach Seth Anderson.
Yeah, Joel, we're here in the Josh Houston and Associates Coaches Corner. Coach Seth Anderson, how do you try to take some momentum, use the home crowd in the second half?
Yeah, we just got to take one possession at a time. It starts out here on defense, got to get a stop and try to get something going on offense.
Definitely. Nashville Christian scoring early enough, and Jared Curtis was a big problem. Yeah. What can you do to stop him?
Hey, you just got to keep trying to, mix up your looks, try to press a little bit. He's doing a really good job getting the ball out quick, so we got to find a way to get pressure and do a better job covering up the receivers.
Coach, good luck. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, Jill, back up to you.
Johnny, thank you. And alongside Bruno Reagan, thank you to Johnny Maffey down on the field. I'm Jill Jelnick. And Bruno, you heard head coach Seth Anderson talk about that man right there, quarterback Jared Curtis for Nashville Christian. He's been a problem, 4 total touchdowns, and he said you can't really stop him, but you can make some halftime adjustments.
Yeah, and Columbia Academy on the defensive side of football, they brought pressure. It's not from a lack of trying. The only real adjustments you could make is you could identify, because you're obviously scared of the deep ball. Well, their players, specifically Ayers, have covered pretty well on the edges. They're able to make open field tackles. You also have number 2 for Columbia Academy, who has been doing real well, Brown Lee. So you might want to press them up a little more. They've been getting Nashville Christian onto 3rd and 4th down. They just can't get off the field. The pressure's a little late, or Curtis is able to use his big body, some movement to get away from pressure. So I think it is just a lot of, maybe trying a little thing here or there, but you can't blow up your own defense. You kind of got to stick with what you know, what you practiced, and use the second half as a learning experience.
Columbia Academy's defense has given up just 14 points the last 3 games. It's a unit that has gotten stronger as the season has gone on. Remember, this is a Columbia Academy team that beat Nashville Christian last year, 27-21 in the regular season. Columbia Academy went on to win the region, the Middle Region Division II Single-A play, make it all the way to the state semis. That was their first region championship several years since 2019 from when they were in a different classification. So head coach Seth Anderson says he really likes this special group of players he has, and he believes they have a window. The only thing in their way, Nashville Christian right now, because the winner of this one moves into first place. And Bruno, the first number 1 seed out of each region, will get a first-round bye in the playoffs. That always makes a big difference.
And when we come into the game with our, pre-game talking points, our keys to the game, sometimes, they can be a little vague. Sometimes they can be pinpoint. But, it just Columbia Academy, on the one hand, they need offensive production. They need to stay on the field. They need time of possession. They can't have turnovers, of which they have 2. They have to stay on the field to try and keep Curtis and the Christians and Eagles' explosive offense off, and they just haven't been able to do that. Football is a 3-phase game, and they're struggling in one of the major phases right now, and it's really hurting them. So it's not only just defensive adjustments. Offense needs to find some production and stay on the field.
Both of these teams riding 3-game winning streaks, also on fall break this week, so they didn't have to worry about school, which is nice. Nashville Christian will have 3 games left in the regular season. Columbia Academy Bulldogs will head up to their bye week next week, have a week off, and then finish out with 2 more big games to close the regular season. So here we go, second half getting underway here in Murray County for our Tennessee Army National Guard Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. Columbia Academy with the kick, and quickly brought down is Brock Taylor. Caught the line drive, and that will bring out Nashville Christian's quarterback, 5-star quarterback, and Georgia commit, Jared Curtis. Curtis so far tonight, 23 of 30, 282 yards. You see the one there, Bruno? That's yes. 1 passing touchdown, but oh yeah, he has another 3 rushing touchdowns tonight, making that 4 total.
Curtis with halftime stats that would be worthy of a player of the game at the end of a game. Still 2 quarters to go.
Handoff here to Haywood. Haywood bouncing around the left side, still on his feet. Getting a push from the Eagles. Another push. And finally gets brought down past the 50. That's going to be good for a UA local first down.
The offensive lineman blood gets a little boiling when you see a nice pile, the feet churning. That is number 25, Haywood for Nashville Christian, and a little bit of a generous call by the referees to let it play off of forward progression, but nonetheless, they start to cross midfield.
Handoff back to Haywood again. Haywood with some steam. Gets brought down around the 39. Let's go ahead and take a moment, send it down to our sideline reporter, Johnny Maffey. Check in with him for our Bart Durham injury update for the second half. Johnny, what do you have for us?
Hey, Jill, no updates on the players, but the ref that limped off the field, he will be out for the rest of the game. But I was talking to one of the other refs. They said they will work just fine with the six-man crew going forward in the second half. That's it right now for the Bart Durham injury report. Back to you guys.
Johnny, thank you so much. Hope that referee walks away okay. The handoff to Haywood bounces around the left side, gets pushed out of bounds by Brownlee. Haywood starting to eat it up tonight. Doing a good job balancing the attack with the passing game for Nashville Christian. A key coming in here for head coach Jeff Brothers and the Eagles. That was Brownlee that tracked him down. Bruno, you mentioned him earlier. He's been hustling both sides of the ball tonight. A lot of players for these two teams playing on both sides.
It is an interesting mindset. Now that they're in the second half, maybe the players are more fatigued, tired. Columbia Academy has been on the field for a long time, so now they're really attacking the rushing. Play action.
Curtis going deep. He has Drew Lowe, and he's able to come down with it, but was he inbounds? And he was. That's going to be a Nashville Christian touchdown as Javin Drew Lowe hauls in the pass from Jared Curtis. Drew Lowe had the very first touchdown of the game. Opening scoring drive, and now extending the Eagles' lead. Bruno, this was a beauty out of the hands of Jared Curtis.
Nashville Christian, from an offensive personnel, an offensive play calling set. Someone's auditioning on the offensive play calling to go to the big leagues or something, because it has been just methodical. You kind of lulled the defense to sleep. Now, it's not lulling to sleep. You're pounding the rock down their throat, but you rush. That sets up a smooth play action. A great sell by the offensive line and Curtis as the extra point goes in to open up another explosive play.
A 5-play, 62-yard drive capped off by that 39-yard passing touchdown from Curtis to Drew Lowe, and Drew Lowe having a great night tonight. 8 targets, 6 receptions, 119 yards, and 2 touchdowns receiving. He's the other Eagle that has scored tonight other than Jared Curtis, and you have to believe this is as good as this offense has been so far tonight, to just balancing the rushing attack with Haywood and then going deep. That was exactly what Columbia Academy didn't want, right? They were trying to prevent that deep pass, and unfortunately, Drew Lowe just right up the seams there.
Yeah, they got caught on their toes. Columbia Academy, they noticed that Nashville Christian was starting to, really rely on the run this series. So they start getting up, alignment becomes a little up, and while the man coverage was great in the first half, you can see why they were giving so much cushion in that specific instance, because the separation, and when you have accuracy like Curtis, takes it off the top.
Nashville Christian up 36-7. Don't forget, coming up in the fourth quarter, we'll have our Bart Durham Player of the Game. We'll be selecting the Bart Durham Player of the Game, also the Bass Tire Stop of the Game. So we have plenty to get to in the fourth quarter. A lot of candidates tonight. Javin Drew Lowe having a great night. Jared Curtis as well for Nashville Christian, as Eagles with a commanding 36-7 lead here. 10:23 to play in the third quarter. Nashville Christian with actually a very young team. This is not a senior-heavy team. Head coach Jeff Brothers was telling me this has been one of his junior-heavy teams. 9 seniors, 23 juniors. A lot of those starters for the Eagles, so a lot of potential moving on next year as well. That's Brownlee who receives the kick, decides to change the field, goes around the right side, still on his feet, and gets taken down around the 30. Eagles and Bulldogs with a little bit of bite there. Always intense game when you're playing your region rival. Winner of this one moves into first place and the number 1 seed in each region, the Middle, West, and East region of Division II Single A. That top seed will get a first-round bye in the postseason. Both of these two teams making deep runs last year to the state semis. trying to get back there and believe that both Columbia Academy and Nashville Christian have a window to do it. There's the leading back for Columbia Academy, Monte Baldwin. 17 rushing attempts so far tonight, 96 yards, 1 touchdown. That's been the lone score so far for the Bulldogs as they try to add to it here. Snap back to Ayers. Ayers around the right side. Not a big gain on the play. That's Wyatt Ayers. They have a Wildcat package for him, and he even scored a 77-yard touchdown in their game against DCA. So he can do a little bit of everything. That was back in week 5, which also started the 3-game win streak for Columbia Academy. But now quarterback Stephen Neves back in for the Bulldogs. Baldwin in the backfield. Hand off to Baldwin, goes right up the gut, still on his feet. He gets taken down. A Nashville Christian's wall there. Bruno for this running game. It's obviously worked so far for the most part for Columbia Academy, but at this point when you're down, do you change it up? What adjustments do you make there offensively?
Well, if you're going to rely on the running attack, the first down is so critical. You can't get tackled for loss. You can't have a penalty, which Columbia Academy has done okay in the penalty department, but starting off the drive, now ending up at 2nd and 12, there's no good play call for 2nd and 12, and staying behind the sticks, that's going to always interrupt your offensive flow, and especially as a play caller. So they got to try and stay consistent.
Hand off to Baldwin. This time bounces around the right side, but he's met immediately by Vasily Santos, the senior offensive lineman and defensive lineman for the Eagles. And another look at this one. Baldwin just not able to get any room there and taken down very quickly by the Eagles.
Yep, that was a gap scheme play where they bring the offensive lineman across to attack the point, but they don't get the standing defensive lineman, Vasily Santos, out of the way, and the running back Baldwin just kind of walks into him. You have to displace the defensive lineman.
Usherwood punts it away, and Grigsby will call for a fair catch. That will bring out Nashville Christian's offense once again. We'll go ahead and take a quick break here in Murray County. Nashville Christian on top, 36-7. Stay with us. We're back right after this. Welcome back to Columbia Academy, our host school for tonight's Tennessee Army National Guard Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. The Bulldogs receiving a $500 check for being our wonderful host tonight here on MyTV 30. It's been a beautiful night so far here in Murray County. Both schools on fall break this week. Didn't have to worry about going to class or homework or taking tests. They could just focus on football this week in this big Division II Single A showdown, as the winner of this one will move into first place in the Middle Region. Nashville Christian's offense back on the field. Eagles up 36-7 with 7:46 in the third quarter. Curtis rolling right, throws downfield. He's got Drew low, but a nice pass breakup by Usherwood for Columbia Academy. Usherwood, also the kicker for the Bulldogs, has his hands full tonight. but a great defensive back, one of the veterans on that Bulldogs unit.
It's a good breakup by Usherwood, and Curtis kind of showing off, even though he's, great player, there are some limits. You can't throw across your field 60 yards down the field. He was about 2 feet off of that throw to making another amazing play, but just comes up a little bit short for Usherwood to get the tip.
Brings up 2nd and 10 here. It's Curtis, hands it off to Haywood. Haywood around the left side and brought down. That will be good enough for a BMC Metalworks first down.
I just love a good outside zone. All that is you're taking your entire offensive front. They're taking one big step to the left. Is there color? Clear it or take it over. If there's no color, work up to a linebacker, clear out the backside, and for a running back, it's a C-to-C gap play. The best outside zones just hit on the front side, smooth as butter.
BMC first down here for the Eagles. The handoff to Hudson Smith, the freshman running back, in now for the Eagles. Coming into tonight with 25 carries, nearly 300 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns. Also a part of the passing game as well. Has a 34-yard touchdown for the Eagles. Just a freshman on this young team. Very junior heavy. We mentioned that earlier. 23 juniors on this team for the Eagles. Is the handoff here to Smith. Smith tries to backtrack, goes the other way, and doesn't have very much luck.
A little bit of extracurriculars as there's the flag. He was trying to get chippy all game. I think the refs have said enough is enough, and they're going to start penalizing what could be a great stop for Columbia Academy. We'll see what the official call is.
Could be a contender as well for our Bass Tire stop of the game. That's coming up later in the 4th quarter.
After the play, there was an unsportsmanlike conduct on Nashville Christian, actually, so it'll set up a 3rd and about, you probably got better eyes than me, Joe, 3rd and 4 ever, I believe.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go with that. Hey, don't forget, Fridays, 6:30, Fox 17's Football Frenzy Live, sponsored by Wilson Bank and Trust. It's a pregame show this year, a lot of fun with interviews, coach and player interaction, forecasts, and much, much more. Tonight, Bruno, the Frenzy is actually at 11:30, but Friday nights, tune in at 6:30 for FFL. Curtis on the run, looking for Taylor, but Taylor's wrapped up. It's going to fall incomplete. And that will bring out the punting team for Nashville Christian.
Columbia Academy getting the stop they desperately needed. Might be a little late on the front, but nonetheless, the result they wanted, made easier by a personal foul on Nashville Christian.
Nashville Christian leading 36-7 here. 5:51 to go in the 3rd. A high punt from Griffin, and that's going to fall at the 39. Beautiful night here for our Tennessee Army National Guard Friday night rivals. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Columbia Academy, where the Bulldogs fans are bundled up on this Friday night. Sunset. It's cooled down quite a bit here in Murray County. They're sitting right outside the Anderson Fieldhouse. Beautiful facility here at Columbia Academy. And Anderson Fieldhouse is actually named after head coach Seth Anderson's father, Tom. He's been a supporter of the Bulldogs for a long time and helped build the facility back in 2015. Beautiful place to play some football on Friday nights. Nashville Christian Eagles leading 36-7. 5:34 to go in the third quarter. Now the Bulldogs with a chance here to bite back with good field position, Bruno. You have to believe they got to get going quick and also get that run game going with Monte Baldwin. The play action here. Neves rolling around the right side, still looking, and throws it out of bounds. Head coach Seth Anderson in his third year. He's the head coach for Columbia Academy, but he's been here 18 total years, even played for the Bulldogs. Started coaching for Columbia Academy back in 2006 and has loved being a part of this program and has really helped Bulldogs grow in his 3 years here, turn things around the last 2 seasons. Last year made a run in the state semis after winning their first region title since 2019. Neves drops back to pass, but he's wrapped up right away by R.J. Perkins. Nowhere to go. R.J. Perkins, one of those players we talked to this week, Bruno, that was so excited for this matchup. He said he doesn't get nervous. He's just excited on Friday nights.
A great play call dialed up, too. That was a pressure. You would call that a will fire. Perkins out and lined up at the will linebacker, which has kind of been that can be the big playmaker. They slant the inside defensive lineman. Perkins hits the outside for a free release with his speed. Gets to the quarterback.
Neves wrapped up right away. Back-to-back sacks for the Nashville Christian Eagles. And that could be a candidate for our Bass Tire stop of the game. We'll have more on that in the fourth quarter. Another look at this one, Bruno. He didn't have much time here either.
Defensive lineman Skylar Drury, number 62, the senior, one of the few. We mentioned that Nashville Christian is a junior-led team, but some seniors getting some love. That could be our Bass Tires stop at the game. Coming up here at the end of the fourth quarter.
I like that candidate. Usherwood punts it away. And that's going to roll to right around the 20. So Nashville Christian's offense will come out again, including Jared Curtis, 5-star quarterback, Georgia commit, coming into tonight with over 300 yards on the ground, 1,100 in the air. He has 4 total touchdowns. You see him there next to head coach Jeff Brothers, having a quick little conversation. Coach Brothers says he's a great student of the game, tries to improve his football IQ, also very coachable, very humble, gives a lot of love to his receiving core. Tonight, 321 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns. Excuse me, I said 4 earlier. I missed that 5th one. It's hard to keep up sometimes. 5 total tonight.
Keep Curtis humble. He is 0 for 1 on receptions also.
Okay, there you go. Keep him humble there. Haywood thrown down right away. No gain on the play. And I think that's what's also really exciting about Jared Curtis. He is in his just junior year. That was James Atkins, by the way, that wrapped up Haywood on the play. But Curtis just in his junior year. He started the first game, halfway through the first game of his freshman year, went on to lead the Eagles to the state final game. They fell short. He was a Mr. Football finalist in his freshman year. Quick pass out to Holt. Holt on his feet, twirling, still on his feet. Tumbles in around the 35, and that will be good enough for a BMC Metalworks first down.
Nashville Christian opting to go quick. They're up tempo. They're already lined up right here. This is what a wide receiver screen is supposed to be. Knifing across the middle with the offensive lineman, creating a moving dynamic wall. And Holt does a good job of moving his body alongside of it.
Good for BMC Metalworks first down. Another pass to Holt. This time in a headlock with Brownlee. Harrison Brownlee able to hold on to him. Now second down here for Nashville Christian. Haywood in the backfield, 2 receivers on the near side, flag on the play.
Probably will be something operation-wise off of the offense. Going a little too fast, now they're out of their rhythm, their mojo.
You mentioned that sometimes
Prior to the
Nashville
snap,
Christian...
False start, number 53 of the offense, 5 yards from the previous spot, remains second down.
Nashville Christian can go up tempo sometimes. We've seen that more in this second half. Take 2 or 3 series to go fast, but Coach Brothers really describes this offense as a multiple offense, balanced attack. We've definitely seen that on display tonight. 2nd and 9, quick pass out to Grigsby. Grigsby marching upfield. It's dragged around the 34-yard line, just short of the first down. Caden Grigsby's played a big role tonight. One of those favorite receivers for Jared Curtis, also with incredible speed and a 2-way player.
They get the first down.
They do pick up the BMC Metalworks first down. It's great. Another look at Grigsby coming into tonight. Over 360 yards, 4 touchdowns. Also, the kick return man for the Eagles had a 95-yard kick return for a touchdown just last week against Good Pasture. 2nd and 10. Handoff to Haywood, finds a hole right side of the field, still on his feet, uses his blockers. And a nice run by Brock Haywood. That will be close to the first down.
Fabric again flying on the field as the referees discussed. Nashville Christian, for as great as they're playing, they are accumulating a few penalties.
And is that surprising this deep into the season, especially with these 2 teams that are undefeated in region play?
Number 0 of the defense, half the distance to the goal, first down.
I would say it's less surprising. When you get in these, football is a game of you use your emotions to prepare, to find the motivation to prepare, and you use your discipline to win the game. But when your emotions bleed out, especially in region, you're against your rivals, right? It will bleed out a little bit. So if there's any game in the regular season, beginning or end, where you'll have a lot of penalties, it'll be in these rivalry games.
1st and goal for Nashville Christian, trying to extend the lead. Handoff to Haywood, tries to bounce around the left side. Brownlee's on top of him. Tries to jump on Haywood and bring him down. He's able to pick up a couple yards on the play.
Brownlee, a bright spot here for the Columbia Academy. He shifts through about 2 blockers. He became 2-dimensional. We operate on a 3-dimensional play, and he turned into a flat surface, just sliced right through the defense and ended up in the backfield. Brownlee, a bright spot for this Columbia Academy defense.
So here we go. That will bring up 2nd and goal now for the Eagles. Haywood in the backfield. Looks like Smith on the right. The handoff to Haywood. This time he goes right side. But a nice hit from the Columbia Academy. Stops him short. That will bring up 3rd down. And don't forget, coming up in the 4th quarter, Tennessee Army National Guard play of the game. We've had a lot of great candidates so far tonight, Bruno. Also, some good defensive plays as well. We might save that for our Bass Tire stop of the game, but a lot to choose from. We're going to have a conversation about those. Here we go. 3rd and goal now. Clock winding down. 30 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Curtis looking right. He has Crampton, but just out of reach. Tried to climb the ladder, back right corner of the end zone, but no such luck. That will bring up 4th down for Nashville Christian.
Curtis with the 1 clap. That's the universal signal of, dang, I had that one and I gave it up. There's a lot of, that's like the mouse and the cheese of quarterback play. When you get in this play action red zone and the receiver's wide open, I've seen it so many times, and it just gets a little overthrown.
Braden Griffin, the kicker for Nashville Christian. Attempting this one, field goal here, field goal here, and it's good. So it's just his 2nd field goal of the season. as Nashville Christian extends the lead in the third quarter with just 17 seconds left to play. It was one of the few drives, Bruno, that did not end in a Nashville Christian touchdown, but still able to convert points out of that. Clearly, the Eagles not letting up against their rivals tonight.
And it's not from, you know, you don't see a mindset of Nashville Christian going in, hey, we got to run up the score on these guys for X and Y, as we get a look at our scoring summary leading to that 27-yard field goal. 10 plays, 56 yards, a lot more reliant on the rushing attack. For the one hand, when you're in a quote-unquote blowout, it is respectful to run out the clock a little bit and operate in a field where you haven't, you know, Curtis has played well. He's been the bell cow. Now they're getting their backfield some looks, some touches, and they're still, I mean, they're just operating at a high level, marching down the field, taking up some time of possession. Can't ask for anything else from Nashville Christian. Maybe less penalties.
Eagles take a 39-7 lead. 17 seconds left in the third. A nice look at head coach Jeff Brothers and his staff on the sideline. In his 15th year at the helm for Nashville Christian, the Eagles won a state title back in 2015. If you go to their stadium, nice sign, 2015 state champions underneath their scoreboard, and the goal has always been to try to get back, bring home another gold ball trophy. He says definitely believes he has a team that can do it. Brownlee receives the kick, changes possession, and flips it over to Ayers. Ayers with some room to run. A little trickery here for Columbia Academy. He gets taken out of bounds around the 45, but there's plenty of laundry on the field.
The moment I saw Brownlee hit entirely horizontal on this trekking path, I thought, okay, they're going to bring it around. They're going to try and get some emphasis on special teams, but the play side edge, the backside turn play side, they don't get outside leverage for Brownlee, and that ends up being a hold.
During the return, holding number 33 of the return team, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It'll be a first down, Columbia Academy.
Third quarter winding down. Nashville Christian up 39-7 in our Friday night rivals game in Murray County. Welcome back to our Tennessee Army National Guard Friday Night Rivals, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. Beautiful night here in Murray County as the Nashville Christian Eagles currently lead 39-7. Moonstruck. I am absolutely moonstruck by that view tonight. And I mean, that's just the epitome of the weather we've had so far, Bruno. Picture perfect here in Murray County.
I believe that's a waxing gibbous. I actually have no idea.
Okay.
But,
I was going to believe you.
Yeah.
You had me fooled.
No.
Okay, you're good for football knowledge, but not
Nothing else.
Nothing else. Good to know. The handoff here to fakes the handoff. Neves keeps for himself, slides in. Going to be short a couple yards for the first down, but a nice gain by the senior quarterback Stephen Neves. Neves, first year as the full-time starter for the Bulldogs. Transferred in from Ravenwood last year. This time hands it off to Baldwin. Baldwin bouncing around the left side, but met immediately by the Eagles front. Still trying to get the running game going here. The start of the fourth quarter, Bruno. Columbia Academy with a lot of catching up to do. Any adjustments you'd like to see them here offensively?
Well, Columbia Academy just suffers from a run-first offense. I mean, you have Baldwin, but that sort of offensive style, you can't get behind.
Neves, deep pass, left side of the field, tries to hit Ayers, and flag on the play.
Now, Jill, this pass interference could be on either one of them, to be honest. There was a lot of contact, so we'll see what the referee decides. We might be able to get a replay here, too, but there was contact on both ends. It'll be interesting to see when they go to discuss the official rule.
That was Wyatt Ayers, the receiver, on the play.
Pass interference, number 9 of the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. The result is a first down.
So Pearson Smith with the pass interference call. He was trying to cover Ayers.
I actually believe Ayers pulled him down rather than the opposite way, but the referee, whatever they say goes.
Baldwin with the carry, but he's pushed back. Well behind the line of scrimmage. It was a UA local 572 first down, but now it will be a second down here for the Columbia Academy Bulldogs.
Good play on the back. I mean, Nashville Christian's defense has been just feasting from the backside. The front side does a good job of holding their gaps. That way, Baldwin and company, whoever's running, they have to just step, and that allows the backside pressure that's coming free to catch up and make those tackles for loss.
Skylar Drury on the play. Quick pass out to Brownlee. Brownlee makes a man miss. Another man miss. Upfield twirls, still in bounds. What a play by Brownlee. Harrison getting his reps in for sure tonight. Finally gets taken down, but it's going to be good enough for a UA local 572 first down.
Brownlee, we've called his name a lot on defense. We actually see the helmet takes the ball, the left hand of the defender takes the ball out, but Brownlee playing well on the edge. Doesn't matter. Giving the offense some life.
Bulldogs with trips on the far side. One receiver on the near side. Handoff to Baldwin. Baldwin trying to twirl. It's stopped short at the 38-yard line. Bulldogs with a little momentum here on this drive. Trying to bite back. Head coach Seth Anderson says he believes this team has a window this year. They won the region title last year, undefeated in region play coming into tonight. But trying to take down their rivals has been a tough task. Neves drops back, has a man deep. That's Ballard. He jumps up for it, but he goes off his fingertips and out of bounds. That will bring up third down for the Bulldogs.
The pressure was just too much on Neves, and Neves had to throw it on the backside. And if you're going to throw off of your heels or going backwards, you have to have a heck of an arm. And Neves, he doesn't get the arc he needs, and throwing it up on the prayer balls, those are the times where you get intercepted. It could have been a disaster for what is one of the better drives for Columbia Academy.
The safety Chris White with the PBU covering Ballard. Neves now with a toss out of Baldwin. Baldwin able to pick it up and cuts back middle, but is taken down well short of the first down. So that will bring up fourth down for the Bulldogs here. Clock still winding down. 7:45 left to play. Running clock here in the fourth as Columbia Academy tries to play catch up.
Keeps their offense on the field on 4th and 10.
Neves drops back, looks left, throws out of bounds, and Neves looks like he got hit hard on that one, still on the ground at the 50-yard line, but able to stand back up. Columbia Academy turns the ball over on downs. Nashville Christian Eagles flying away with this one. Stay with us. We're back right after this. Welcome back to Columbia Academy. Nashville Christian Eagles on top 39-7 over the Bulldogs. Let's go ahead and take a quick break for financial literacy with Wilson Bank and Trust. Wilson Bank and Trust, proud sponsor of our local schools and student athletes both on and off the field.
Every team knows the importance of a solid game plan, but even the best strategies can have unexpected obstacles, like losing a key player to injury. That's why having a backup plan is essential. Cars need repairs, appliances break, life happens. Be sure you're setting money aside each month to only use in case of emergencies. At Wilson Bank and Trust, we understand your needs and have the winning plays to help you achieve success. Visit Wilson Bank and Trust today and let's win together.
Jared Curtis, the five-star quarterback for Nashville Christian, with a fantastic night tonight. 26 of 37, 356 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, Bruno, and I believe his night is done. And, well, you could say he gave it everything he had tonight, didn't leave anything else on the field.
Yeah, you're on camera. Don't be shy. I love the high school guys. You got to get used to it, Jared Curtis, because you're going to be playing ball Saturday, Sunday. I don't know. You'll be playing more ball, though, youngin.
That means we will see Nashville Christian's backup quarterback, Tate Mathis. Mathis, just a freshman, has played in 6 games this season. The handoff here to Smith. He's able to pick up a couple yards on the play. Bring up second down. There's another look at Tate Mathis. As I mentioned, the freshman quarterback. He has gotten some time this season. 7 of 10 for 152 yards. 1 interception. And he's going to try to lead the Eagles here on potentially one of their last drives. A quick pass out. Ball comes out, but it's called incomplete. Pass intended for Pearson Smith. That will bring up third down, 3rd and 6 for the Eagles. Nashville Christian with a junior-heavy team. A lot of sophomores and freshmen as well. So obviously this year, Coach Brothers believes they have a window to make it all the way, but then next year, a handful of senior starters on both sides of the ball will take over. So future bright for this Nashville Christian Eagles team. Handoff here to Smith. Runs up the middle, still on his feet. Finds a hole down the left-hand sideline. Smith at the 10. Walks it in for the Nashville Christian touchdown. Hudson Smith, the freshman running back, with his 3rd touchdown of the season.
We take a look. This is just inside zone right there, and you can see the entire back side. The front side, you cover up and you get the lineman moving. Every defensive lineman has a gap or an alignment they have to hold. So you move your guy on the front side off of the spot using your body and your movement. The backside is where you clean it out. The running back gives a front side look, cuts it to the backside with their space, and does a great job to finish with an explosive play.
Jackson Husbands with the extra point, and it's no good, so we'll keep that score 45-7, but the Eagles with all the momentum on their side here in the fourth quarter. Beautiful touchdown by Hudson Smith to extend the Eagles' lead.
All of us would like to take a moment to thank our wonderful sponsor partners, the Tennessee Army National Guard, Bart Durham, and Sonic, who through their contributions to this program make these games possible for you, the viewers at home. We'd also like to thank our other great sponsor supporters for their contributions to our Friday Night Rivals telecasts: the United States Navy, BMC Metalworks, UA Local 572, Wilson Bank and Trust, the United States Marines, Western Kentucky University, Bass Tire, and Josh Houston and Associates. And we'd especially like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their continued support.
Welcome back to Columbia Academy. Nashville Christian coming off a 3-play, 63-yard drive, capped off by a 59-yard rushing touchdown by Hudson Smith, a freshman getting in on the action. The handoff was from freshman backup quarterback Tate Mathis as well. So the Eagles getting in some reps here in the final minutes of the game as Nashville Christian leads 45-7 over their rivals. Braden Griffin with the kick, and Columbia Academy Bulldogs trying to make something happen here. The fake keeps for himself. Brownlee, right, the 30 gets tripped up on the play. And now Columbia Academy with potentially one last chance here to get back in this one, Bruno, but it's going to be hard to do. Hey, don't forget the Friday Night Rivals Football Frenzy pregame show on Fox 17 at 6:30 every Friday. We'll take you all across the mid-state, preview the top matchups in all divisions and classifications. Also have coach and player interviews, FFL forecasts, our top 17, Fox 17, and so much more. Yours truly, myself. I'll lead the way on that one. But tonight, by the way, the Frenzy, it's going to be a late night Frenzy. It'll be 11:30 thanks to the MLB postseason. But that's okay. We love our Frenzy on Friday night. The handoff to Baldwin. Twirls, still on his feet, gets back up, and gets taken down just past the 40. Bruno, I know you love Frenzy on Friday nights. Played for Vanderbilt, was a lineman for the Commodores, and I mean, I have to believe that you love Friday and Saturday nights. The Frenzy basically just keeps on going for you, even after graduation. And there's a look at Baldwin's numbers: 24 attempts, 110 yards on the ground, and that one rushing touchdown for Columbia Academy. Baldwin again cuts back in the middle. Nice move upfield, taken down at the 45.
Baldwin doing a good job of making something out of nothing. There's a lot of defenders in the backfield, and he's just making a move, spinning, keeping his base up with the post. It is impressive as a Nashville Christian player does go down
That's Kenny Harris, the defensive tackle for the Eagles. And that was a little bit of a weird play. It looked like he was trying to run off the field and then just had to stop, hoping that Kenny Harris is okay. Coach Jeff Brothers out there to check on him.
Adrenaline is a heck of a drug. Torn a few ligaments in my days, and I'm like, man, that doesn't feel right, but there was no pain. And then I got off the field, and then there was pain. Could be one of those waking up moments as we get a look.
Don't forget, coming up at the end of this quarter, we'll have our Tennessee Army National Guard play of the game. That's something to look forward to. And here's another look. There's Kenny Harris. Looks like he got rolled up on the play.
Looked like a low ankle, which low ankles can hurt more and can debilitate you more, but they're a lot better to have long-term than a knee injury or a knee ligament. So hopefully Kenny Harris is able to, as we can see, he's walking off on his own power at the least.
Starting defensive lineman for Nashville Christian, just a sophomore. Big future ahead with the Eagles. Neves drops back, rolls left. Now using his wheels upfield at the 45, and he's going to run out of bounds.
Neves showing some impressive speed, keeping his sideline alive too. Don't want anyone getting hit or hurt on the last few minutes of this game. The running clock, 2 minutes left to go. Columbia Academy across midfield, trying to put a stamp on something positive to put on film this week, maybe get some different offensive looks.
Neves, hand off to Baldwin. Baldwin finds a hole up the middle and gets tripped up. It's going to look like just short of the first down as the crowd reacts heavily to that one. Bruno, we've seen a lot of great plays tonight, but there can only be one play of the game. The Tennessee Army National Guard play of the game.
Tell you what.
As we hold off for a second on that and await the call from the referee.
I was going to say, I'll tell you what, Jill Junick, this will not be a play of the game, what we saw at the end of this play.
That's not what I was trying to do,
no.
Bruno.
For sure. I don't want to throw you under the bus either,
After
but
the play,
a little bit of an
personal
awkward...
foul, unnecessary roughness, number 71 of the offense. That's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. The result of the play was a first down.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our Tennessee Army National Guard play of the game. Jared Curtis faking the handoff and hits Javin Brown. Julie, back left corner of the end zone. This one was a beauty to get the Eagles on the board.
And Curtis knew the timing of this throw, so even though he's still on the back foot, he gets a release on the time. He compromises his own base to make the throw attached with the timing of his receiver. A very impressive physical showing from Curtis, the ball placement, and making a play like that early in the game. It gave Nashville Christian all the momentum that they followed all the way down to the end of the game.
Clock winding down here. 1st and 10 for Columbia Academy. Neves takes the handoff, rolling right off the fingertips of Brownlee. You know, Bruno, you have to give a lot of credit to this Columbia Academy team. They've been undefeated up into this point in region play. A tough loss for them, but you have to believe they're going to be bouncing back soon. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Bass Tire stop of the game. Bass Tire serving Nashville for over 35 years.
Take a look at the pass down the field. Number 4 for Nashville Christian, Blair Otero. This is probably the best pass defense of the night. Does a good job, plays the body, not too much contact to draw, gets the head turned around and just rips the ball out. All the momentum that Columbia Academy could have developed just kind of ripped away, and this was kind of where things started to roll downhill with our Bass Tires stop of the game.
Nashville Christian comes out on top, 45-7 over Columbia Academy. A great fight by the Bulldogs, but the Eagles ultimately fly away with this one. Stay with us. We will be back with our Bart Durham play of the game as well as our trophy presentation. Nashville Christian wins it 45-7 over Columbia Academy as the Eagles remain undefeated in region play at 3-0. Time now for our Bart Durham Player of the Game. And Bruno, no surprises here. Who stole the game in this time for Nashville Christian? Jared Curtis, the 5-star quarterback. He was all kinds of fire tonight. Did it in the air and also on the ground.
Jared Curtis showed just about everything. He showed he can go off the back foot if necessary. He can throw across his body if necessary. He can ad-lib a play. He can, navigate the pocket. He can just tuck and run. He can also drop the shoulder and lay down the boom. He does whatever it takes to put his team in a position to win. And on top of that, great quarterback, has the great arm strength, has great ball placement, runs through his reads very well. I mean, you can't place the ball better than that outside of the end zone, away from the defense. It was a clear given for our Bart Durham Injury Law Player of the Game.
No question, 356 yards in the air, 5 total touchdowns for the Georgia commit, Jared Curtis. Nashville Christian with a big win. Let's go ahead and send it down to our sideline reporter, Johnny Maffey, standing by with the winning team, the Nashville Christian Eagles.
Thanks, Shield. Coach Brothers, what can you say about the team tonight? Offense, defense, special teams, big win.
Well, I think we executed very well in all three phases. We had a great week of practice, and then they put it all out here tonight. And, it's not surprising to us that we performed well because we practiced well all week long. Great credit to these guys and the work they put in.
How do you guys feel about a good bus ride back to Bellevue? Congrats, Coach.
I imagine, Bruno, that's going to be a fantastic bus ride back to Bellevue, regardless of how long it is.
Absolutely. You go on, you put a show, especially on the road. To play this well on the road, that's the mark of a championship team.
Jared Curtis, a big part in tonight's game, 5 total touchdowns. Our Bart Durham Player of the Game. Did a lot for the Eagles, but Jeff Brothers and the Nashville Christian Eagles now 3-0 in region play. They improved to 6-1 overall. And remember, the top seed from each region, including this middle region, will get a first-round bye in the postseason. Hey, be sure to join us next Friday, October 18th, 7 p.m., Friday Night Rivals will be in Lebanon for a Region 4 showdown as the Mount Juliet Golden Bears pay a visit to the Blue Devils right here on MyTV 30. And then after that one, Bruno, oh man, it gets even better. Ravenwood at Oakland. The Raptors and the Patriots are still undefeated at this point. Ravenwood and Oakland coming off their byes. That's going to be a big 6A showdown October 25th. You're not going to want to miss it.
I surely won't miss it. I'll be there to I'll be there to watch.
You better
and I guess
not
I'll
miss
commentate too.
Yeah, okay. We'll count you in on that one. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We would all like to take a moment to thank the wonderful sponsor partners, the Tennessee Army National Guard, Bart Durham Injury Law, and Sonic, who through your contributions to the program make these games possible for you viewers at home. We'd also like to thank our other great sponsor supporters for their contributions to our 2024 Friday Night Rivals telecasts. The United States Navy, BMC Metalworks, UA Local 572, Wilson Bank and Trust, the United States Marines, Western Kentucky University, Bass Tire, Josh Houston and Associates. And we'd especially like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their continued support, Nashville Christian School, and our host, Columbia Academy. That will do it for us on the broadcast tonight. A big thanks to our crew, including Steve Mann, Travis Porterfield, Lee Scott, David Dowell, for Bruno Reagan, and also Johnny Maffey down on the sideline. I'm Jill Jelnick. Nashville Christian on top over Columbia Academy. Good night from Murray County. You've been watching the Tennessee Army National Guard Friday Night Rivals presented by Bart Durham Injury Law on MyTV 30.